All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Chicago Bears in tonight's video. Less than a week away, Chicago's going to be taking on the Tennessee Titans, week one of the regular season. Everybody is hyped, whether you are a Bears fan, whether you're from the Chicagoland area, or you're just in general an NFL fan. And because this is a week leading up to the NFL season, we keep seeing hot takes. I keep seeing Caleb Williams' name being mentioned in the MVP conversation. We got one from Dominique Foxworth saying Caleb Williams will win MVP of the whole league. And then I just saw an article on The Athletic from Mike Jones saying Caleb Williams, his hot take was plays at an MVP level. I want to give you, before we get in, we're not talking about Caleb Williams and winning MVP in today's video, but what I will say is my hot take for the Bears season this upcoming year is going to be Rome Odunze being wide receiver number one. I just think Keenan Allen's a beast, and he's extremely reliable, and he's probably going to be, another 1,000-yard season from him. DJ Moore, by far, talent-wise, the best wide receiver in the Bears locker room, but I don't know what it is, man. Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, I just think they have this connection already, both being rookies. We saw it in the preseason last game. I'm just really excited. I think Rome Odunze, could actually have a 1,300, 1,400 receiving yard season for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season. But before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Bears and NFL content. Try and get this video to 100 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. So, Caleb Williams, MVP season. In that article from Mike Jones, he was just saying the Chicago Bears rarely sniffed relevancy in the last decade, posting only one winning record since then, but they're counting on the top pick of this year's draft to end the long-term running back quarterback carousel. That was just a hard sentence to read. Apologies. The point is, I keep seeing Caleb Williams being an MVP candidate. So I want to talk about a couple of things that are really interesting, specifically about this defense, because what it boils down to me is, at the end of the day, especially if you watch preseason, I think Caleb's going to throw a decent amount of interceptions. And by decent, I don't mean 20, but I also don't think he's going to throw less than 10. I think like a solid stat line for Caleb this upcoming season could be like, 26 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, something like that. And to be honest with you, if Caleb Williams throws for over 25 touchdown passes and keeps that interception number below, like, I would say 15, especially looking at the first half of the schedule, because you don't have divisional opponents until the second half of the season. So you're hoping Chicago is like, a game or two above 500 before divisional play. And then, he gets his feet wet and then it's time to just show down. I don't think Chicago making the wild card this season is all that out of question. In fact, if I had to predict, I think the Chicago Bears go 9-8 this upcoming season. So Kevin Fishbain wrote a really intriguing article about all the experience, all the talent, all of the depth around Caleb Williams. And I saw this stat line, and here's what he had to say. 25 returning takeaways. So here was the excerpt. You hear a lot about returning starters, especially in college football. How about the fact that of the Chicago Bears' 28 takeaways last season, 22 interceptions, 6 fumble recoveries, only 2 new starters are in the mix. So it's the same roster as far as starters go, except Kevin Byard's the new starting safety. And then you have Gervon Dexter. But once again, Gervon had a phenomenal final month of his regular season last year as a rookie coming out of the University of Florida. But now your safety room, Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Jonathan Owens, Elijah Hicks. Love the depth, love the talent there. It's just really cool. Like, takeaways, interceptions, fumbles, whatever it is. It's not a year-to-year type of thing. But Chicago's going to be, in my opinion, an even better defense this upcoming season because, Montez Sweat's coming off a career year since he got to Chicago last season. You've got DeMarcus Walker, Austin Booker, Darrell Taylor that we'll talk about in just a second. But it's one of the most slept-on linebacker rooms in the entire league, and Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. And it's also one of the sneakiest, most talented defensive back rooms in the NFL, especially with the addition of Kevin Byard, Tyreek Stevenson, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Jalen Johnson, and Kyler Gordon. And especially based on what I saw from Kyler Gordon in preseason, he looks like he's about to jump off or take off to the moon, I should say. But the point is, this defense is kind of the same, but it got better with the additions of Gervon Dexter, or at least Kevin Byard. And then finally, from that article, the average age of the Chicago Bears initial roster, 26.36 years old. This is the oldest Bears roster since 2021. And obviously, when you're going through a rebuild, you're going to get a little bit older. You had 32-year-old Keenan Allen, 31-year-old Kevin Byard. The point is, Ryan Poles also realizes that this team's ready to compete. And this is the most talented Chicago Bears roster that we have seen in at least 3 years, right? At least since that Mitchell Trubisky playoff season. So the point is, man, that depth is really good. And the biggest concern I would think or say people have with the Chicago Bears is offensive line. I would say the offensive line will be good or at least average as long as everybody stays healthy. And I'm talking about dudes specifically like Tevin Jenkins. If Tevin Jenkins can play the entire 17-game regular season, even with the new center and Coleman Shelton, I think the Chicago Bears offensive line is perfectly fine as long as they stay healthy. But you can say that about any positional group in the NFL. Where things get really interesting is the defensive end room, because that's what a lot of people are concerned about. I don't really think that same way. The defensive end group that made the roster, Montez Sweat, DeMarcus Walker returning starters, Darrell Taylor, D'Amico Robinson, Austin Booker, and Daniel Hardy. Now, Austin Booker, we've talked time and time again on this channel because I keep saying I think he's going to be the opposing edge starting rusher on the opposite side of Montez Sweat by the end of the season. But the good news is DeMarcus Walker is going to be able to get the job done. He keeps saying he was injured, or he said he was injured for like all of last season, and he still is adequate. But Austin Booker, 5th round pick, he's going to have a big impact on this Bears defense this upcoming season. He registered 2.5 sacks. Granted, all that did come in that one preseason game, but he was really good in general. PFF credited him with 9 total pressures on just 58 pass rushing opportunities in the preseason. So now I get it. He's a rookie and he's a 5th round rookie, but I know Austin Booker is going to have a nice role on this team this upcoming season. And then one move that took a lot of people by surprise, Bears fans, NFL fans, was acquiring Darrell Taylor from the Seattle Seahawks. He's 27 years old. He does not have too many starts. He's 27 years old, but he missed his entire rookie campaign. But the last 3 years, he's been really solid. Now, since 2021, he's only started 11 games, logging snap shares between 44 and 46% during that span. But 2 years ago with Seattle, 9.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. Now, last year, it did take a little bit of a step back. He had 5.5 sacks. But once again, this is a dude who has 11 total starts since 2021. And 2 years ago, he had 9.5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles. And he's a rotational player on this Bears defense. So my point is, offensive line, no concern. Defensive end, no concern. I don't know why the Chicago Bears, as long as Caleb is Caleb, I don't know why they won't win at least 9 football games this upcoming season. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. We'll definitely get another Bears video out to you before week 1 against Tennessee. But let me know down below, how many wins do the Chicago Bears finish with this upcoming season? Peace.